Hello everyone, this is General Hand Grenade. Welcome to the Lion's Den in Prince George, British Columbia. Day 2 of the spring offensive, and things are going strong.
Okay, the speed's coming down.
I started right now. Before we get to the gameplay though, let me just talk about the prize that I'm giving away. So it is indeed John B that has won my contest, and so it's just me and John B against the world. So far, John, there's my $25 gift certificate that I got. Plus, Doug, friend from Historical Board Gaming, has given me $25 gift certificate to give away, and so that's $50 that you get so far. So far, there could be more coming. One thing that I should note though, there's all these the hardware and everything. You don't get those, okay? If you want those, John, you're gonna have to get your skinny ass up to Prince George and take them away from us. You only get the cash and prizes, okay? But anyway, let's move on here. So
Collecting thing. That's it.
Ryan Karkus, he had the opportunity to go up to Paris, but he thought it was a little bit too soon. The France didn't have enough money to steal. I think that's what it is. He's waiting for France to get some more money, then he'll go kick him in the nuts. But he did buy a fighter and 3 more mechs, so I mean he's just piling
Fighter
it
for
on.
Spain.
And Spain, what'd you do in Spain?
The fighter was for Spain.
This fighter was for Spain?
Yep.
You still think you can't kill me?
No.
Holy crap.
We should be good now.
Yeah, we should be good now. I think he's finally going to attack me in Spain. Oh no! Put me out of my misery. That's one less. Oh, you know what? I didn't do my recruitment roll over there. So where's my dice? There it is. How many territories I got? One? He's going to roll a 1. He's going to roll a 1.
Nope. Stay. No.
6 ones.
There you go. That's 6 infantry.
That's 12 militia. Okay, so people aren't going to let me get away with that one.
I will.
That's the problem with not playing with newbies. You can't bullshit them. So then what the Russians do after him? So yeah, all they did was they bought an airborne. They've been thinking about buying an airborne forever, but they had to put them away on a layaway plan because I got dick for money. And they moved some of their planes around because they can actually attack minor territories starting next round. I put them in place to maybe get ready to take some territories, but I don't know if I can or not. It depends. We'll see, right? We'll see if the Alberta guy over here wants to sign the Molotov Ribbentrop pack, or maybe if Hilltop Pillbox wants to lend me $20. Well, he's laughing, so that's
Canadian?
probably not going to happen. And Jinx, he's still rolling through China over there.
Yep.
We're trying to attrit him as much as possible. Pillbox took a dude off him, and so did I, with the CCP. The CCP actually got the recruitment roll this time, so they were able to put more on. I guess you got to put a pie on there.
Oh, yeah.
And so, with those guys, I was able to take somebody off from them. But he's getting close to getting to the end of China over there. There's a big stack in Yunnan. Anyway, that's all that's happened so far today. If you want to know what happened before that, you're just going to have to search through the 400 videos we all uploaded last night. Everybody but Dan, he's too lazy to get a channel.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Maybe he just needs a phone, I don't know. Anyway, so that's where we are. We'll come back later.
Dun 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 dun.
So Ryan Karkus finally grew himself a pair of balls, and he took Spain. I didn't even hit him once. I don't know what he was waiting for.
I don't know what happened to his belt.
But he hasn't attacked Paris yet, or France, which is good because they didn't set up much of a defense. It looks a little better now, but it was probably too early anyway. Like what you end up doing is giving the Allies a lot of income when you take that, because the British, the FEC, the Anzac, the Canadians, they all go to full income. The Americans get an income boost, and just so you could take France a turn earlier, right? So it probably wasn't worth it for
Place
him.
units,
Plus,
so-
France hardly had any money. I mean, there's hardly any money to steal, right?
This gets plugged
So
here.
anyway, Spain has gone the way of the nationalists, and
America, I'm
we are in
placing one carrier
1939,
on
July
the map.
1939. So we are
Would you
at
mind
wartime.
looking up America?
So things are changed now. Like
Yeah.
Just one.
I think it's just
the
one.
Allies and the Comintern have started their roles now.
Oh, look
Go
at
create
that.
your roles, Dan.
Medium tanks.
Anyway, so everybody's moving towards
Start
war quickly
construction
now.
of this-
What did you do last turn, Panzer King? Amaze us all.
What I did, well, I didn't do too much. I laid down another transport, so there's 3 transports.
Okay.
I built a marine up
Just
in
collecting
northern
them at
Italy.
this point for me.
I consolidated,
What are your
pulled
planes
everything
there?
out of
right.
Abyssinia and took it up into Cyrenaica and dropped those mountains off and moved my fighters to Sardinia, where there's an airbase.
I want
Clearly,
to
he's going after northern instead of sub-Saharan Africa. I would have left everything down here, but that's just me. Who knows what's the right thing to do? We'll find out. The Americans haven't done anything, but their income is going up, and they're going to be able to start doing more things.
You
they're
saved
at-
like $30 too.
They're at 12 now, and then they're going to get a roll for money this turn. The Russians didn't do so well with their roll. They only got they only rolled a 3. That sucked. But they did take territories worth 4. You do have to keep them separate though. Like their income isn't 15, their income is only 11, but they have 4 extra. That's important when you're calculating your income as the commentary, that you don't combine the two until
Just waiting to see
they
how
are
happy you get.
until
What's
that
going on
they
which
are
side?
at
He
war.
just placed a carrier. over
Anyway,
there.
so
Oh, so you
what did they take? So they took Iran down here. They failed to take this territory, but they did take these 2 territories, and they did take a territory over in Mongolia. The Japanese took Tibet.
Question for you. July.
The Japanese did take Tibet. So the CCP only has this one territory left. The Russians did lend lease the KMT, an anti-aircraft gun.
Thank you.
Because we want to see how many of those planes they can take off. All that stuff over there is where that red dot is down there. So they're next. And what else do we got over here? Germany. Germany is continuing to amass. Hamas.
100%.
Hamas?
No.
You Hamas? Easy, easy.
Wrong game.
Yeah.
Pile Caliphate. Anyway, so he's any minute now he's gonna bend the Paris over and make friends. Is that what you're gonna do?
Make friends, yeah.
Make friends. Voulez-vous emmener avec moi ce soir? Anyway, so
Hopefully I can make some beachy friends.
he's his
That OCD's
markers
kicking in
here.
hard, eh?
Yeah.
Those are.
Actually, I just wanted to use this for one.
So yeah, he's
Really
got
only
more
use it for
shit
the
than it
Navy,
looks
but
like.
yeah.
And it's all in there. And the Japanese.
It's like a real war.
Tell us all what you're doing there, Fortress.
I am invading Moscow.
No, tell us what you're about to do.
Right,
Tell us your grand strategy for the next 3 days.
Well, I'm putting pressure on the Fortress Yunnan. It's as everybody knows, it's a beast. I've never succeeded in taking out Yunnan in any of my games, so I want to see what I can do, but might not succeed in this game. And that's essentially it.
And then we're going to take him to the backyard and hose him down. And who else? What are the British doing there?
Try not to die eventually.
To you now.
Try not to get invaded in any embarrassing way, like
Well, that's
London.
hardly a
So all I
strategy.
have to do is roll
Yeah.
a 3.
No, not really.
I'm just wondering.
He
if
has not lost
monies
anything. He
to,
hasn't gained
where would
anything.
it come
He's
through?
basically
From our
just
own?
buying stuff
Yeah.
and putting it on,
Yeah.
as you would expect the British to be doing at this point.
10 makes it's a
But
major.
things are about to change, I have a feeling.
Correct.
Either this turn or next turn.
I can only use-
Ray Carcass, he's looking edgy over there. He's had his coffee now and
Yeah.
he's starting to vibrate.
Yeah, starting to home in my seat. Can't sit still anymore.
Where are we guys?
I'm gonna start rolling some dice. I
Have
think.
a bag of chips and settle down, bud.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's where we
We'll think
are.
about that when we get
We're
to
at
it.
in
For
wartime
France, I think I'm
in
gonna
January of
pick up
1939, and the rules have changed for us.
France and 2 more.
How's this thing good
To
here?
the surprise of absolutely no one, Paris
Oh, okay,
has
good.
fallen. Fallen hard too.
Right.
Looks like he's got a lot of crap left. Look at all the stuff he's got sitting in Paris over there. I'm pretty sure he was cheating. I don't know. I was doing something else.
Right,
That's fine.
Finland survived. Finland survived.
But yeah, like Paris is falling,
Nice.
and
So that's pretty
the
good.
big thing that happened
They
with
got
that, I
the
mean,
fourth
we all
round
knew
of the
Paris
second
was going to
round
fall,
as
but
well.
Okay.
what was really interesting is that the ships, when they rolled the ships for Vichy, Vichy got a huge navy, and the Germans got a battleship as well. Not a lot of ships went free French. I think just that sub there, 2 subs
Yeah, and a transport.
and a transport, 2 subs and a transport versus all that stuff. You can see the big Vichy navy in there, so that did not fare so well. Anyway, so let's look around the board at how the territories broke down. So obviously Vichy France is Vichy, that's southern France. And then the Vichy got 3 territories here. The Free French got 2. And then you see the Free French all across southern Africa. And they got 1 over there as well. Looks like Madagascar went to the Vichy, as well as French Somaliland. Syria went Free France. I think the breakdown in the money was Free France got 4 territories worth 4, and Vichy got territory worth 3. But Japan did get the 2 territories here. They rolled Vichy, which means they go to Japan. But also there's a couple of islands out here that go Japan as well, right? So all in all,
Wait till
the
London,
Axis.
because it depends
The
where
Axis
this
came out
if we
ahead,
kill the
like when you
submarine.
think about all those ships and everything, and the fact that Germany's still got tons of armor left.
Can't do it.
But that's that armor's gonna head east, I'm pretty sure,
So I bet that's
and head for the Soviet Union.
that transfer.
No, it's a good thing I'm saving money. Speaking of me, here, let me just walk around the board. Nothing happened in Japan there, or yeah, in China.
You just-
Japan is just basically piled stuff on.
2 subs to
So they weren't ready to do their
81
attack
help my
and wipe
fleet
out the
defend
KMT yet.
Egypt.
But they did take out the CCP. They took out the last CCP stronghold here. But that gave the Russians +2 on their income.
But,
And the Russians
okay.
also,
what's your roll tech?
they
the
rolled an
transport
11 on
is-
their sleeping barrel roll, which is
that was
good
your
because they
escort
only
duty.
rolled 3 the turn before. So it kind of evened
But
out
the safest
Well, it
11 and
depends if I
3 or
kill us then,
14
so
in
just,
2 turns.
leave it there.
So that
What do you
helped.
kill? You're not killing anyone.
Plus, also
Well,
the Russians were getting money the last
I'm
2
on tech.
turns
Give me a second.
from the Molotov-Ribbentrop
Uh,
pact. They've got
Wartime economy. Come on.
half of Mongolia here, the Russians do.
Radar.
The ones that are worth money
Yeah.
anyway. They've got all of Iran down there.
That's it.
They did lose part of it because they failed to take this one territory. That one guy went down and took southern Iran back, but I was able to take him back. I did take a shot at Finland here, but I wasn't comfortable with the attack to begin with, and sure enough, I didn't get through, but they've only got 2 guys left, so it'll be a lot easier next time. This marker here is where all of this stuff is, so those guys are there. I don't have a lot for defense right now, but that's okay because Germany is still at least a turn away from moving up, right? They've still got to take Poland as well. These guys should actually be British now. We haven't switched them out yet. Because the Germans did attack West Poland. He didn't do a traditional attack where you take all of up to Warsaw and like I was waiting for that to happen so that I could take the western half or eastern half of Poland, but that hasn't happened yet. And it's the UK is going right now. The Germans did try to do some convoying, but they found a juicier target than convoys as well. They did take a couple of British boats out here instead of convoying. The subs that did go to convoy missed. They did not take anything off, but those subs there took out 2 British boats and they only lost 1 coastal sub, I believe. Did you lose a torpedo boat destroyer here
The
too?
German lost a torpedo boat destroyer and a coastal sub.
Oh, okay. So 2 boats for 2 boats then. Okay. Anyway, so that's how that's shaken down. The Americans haven't done anything for a while, but they are in the process of upping their income, right? So that they can do more. So they're at 19 now. That means they can lend lease, and there's a few things they can do. The Russians, they're up to 24 now, plus the 5 for the territories they've taken. And they did manage to get improved factories so far. They're one away from wartime economy and long-range aircraft, advanced artillery, advanced mechanized. And the Americans just got tons, right? Because they've got 6 dice. So they've got tons of stuff already. And the Germans also, they've got lots of dice in this game. So they're all the way up. Just Japan with long-range aircraft, though, and Russia with improved factories have gone all the way to developing tech. And you can see here Japan at 34 and Germany at 38, Italy at 10, and the Vichy at 3. And then also we've got the Allied incomes. This one is Australia, this one is Canada. Alrighty. Anyway, that's the way it's looking from here. So we'll get back to
Going on
it.
there as well with the movement of
Okay, so July of
So
1941,
here we go. 2 at 1. and 1
Germany
at 2.
finally took Warsaw. It was kind of funny, like they had taken up to West Poland, and then the Polish went around them and took out their major factory. They took East Germany.
All right, and now we
So
go after
the
this.
Germans
one
had to
here.
go
So there's no
backwards
offshore
and
bombardment,
get
just
that.
2 aircraft going in.
It's
And
been
then
kind
2
of a
Marines.
weird game in that there's been some rolling that just didn't work out for people.
Nice
Like
try.
it's, for me, for sure, that today the rolling has been bad. It took me 2 turns to get into
Okay, and walk
Finland
around
here.
on these ones.
So consequently, I wasn't able to do everything that I wanted to do. Like if I had taken that on the first turn,
So now, no,
then this
now I
turn
need
I
to
would have
just,
been going
non-combat,
after
so I'll do that quick here.
Romania here. But then I had to make a choice between the two, and I just wasn't set up for a good attack on Romania. Like it was kind of, you know, like probably a 40% attack for me, because my planes were out of position with the other attacks that I had to do. Things that I had to mop up because of missed opportunities in rolling. Just little things like small attacks that just didn't work out. Anyway, so
Seaplane.
the
That
Germans
doesn't get
have
to roll
finally
back
got
in
on
any
track,
combat,
and
doesn't
they're
scramble, but you could
where
take
they
it as a
should be.
casualty. I
But
think I got
probably
you.
a turn late is
We have one
probably
more round
fair
of
to
combat.
say.
I think. Yeah.
So they've made it up to Warsaw. The only thing that they have left to annex is Romania, and so they're going to do it this turn. And that's probably going to take us
and I
close
have-
to war, because the
2 Marines and a fighter.
I think
the
so. I think
Russians
that's
are
what
at
was there.
34
Yeah, I think
right
it's
now,
two
so
fighters.
they're going to
I think I
get
have
a
2
roll
fighters
for
as well,
Romania, and then they're going to get their sleeping
That
bear
looks
roll.
like
So
it.
2
Two
rolls,
hits,
and
anyways.
they're 12 away from wartime income. Of course, they don't have to wait till wartime income, but they should be close enough, right? Regardless of what they roll, unless they roll 2 1s, but that's unlikely. But they finally mopped up Mongolia over here. That's what I mean, like all these things. It took a while to get these things. It took me 2 turns to get Iran because I failed over there. Just little things that have slowed me down. Otherwise, I would have had Romania by now. But that's the only thing, the only chink in my plan so far, because the rest of my plan is going according to plan. You look at my income over here, and where are we here? So 75 IPP. That's why I look so weak, and one of the trade-offs was that I didn't get Romania. I'm trying to save a lot of money for something that's coming up in the next couple of turns here. But that's where I'm at, and that's where Germany's at. Let's move on to Japan. They just attacked the Dutch Islands. How did you do down there?
Good. I lost, I think, 2 Marines.
No boats?
No boats. No. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, 2 coastal subs or something like that.
And did
No,
you
one
get all of
coastal
them?
sub.
You got
Yeah,
all the
I
islands?
did, yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah. So that, of course, bumped the American income up. They got 2 D12 rolls. They got 13 of that. And you also bumped up a lot of income, didn't you?
I'm at
The
wartime,
British?
so
Oh, right. You were already at wartime. Right, okay. But if Germany doesn't take them out now, then you're gonna get that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna get it now anyway, so.
Well, Germany goes first. They can, like, you'd be crazy not to take it out this time, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's gonna go before you. Or no, you go before him, don't you?
What are
I'm
you
not
talking
at war.
about?
What?
Yes, but Germany isn't at war with Netherlands. Like, you're not aligned.
Yeah, it's a neutral.
Oh, and you're not at war with these guys either. Okay.
That's why I was asking who he's declaring war on, because that changed what happens in Europe.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. So
However, I think the Dutch get a bunch of stuff next turn.
you will get a recruitment roll for sure.
And
For the
the
Dutch.
neutrals are gonna be reinforced by a lot.
So okay. So here we have the opposing navies in the mid. We have the Italian Navy and the British Navy, and you can see their positions up there. The British ones are in Cairo, and the Italian ones are just off the coast of Italy down there.
So, Dan, you want to put
And the
another
convoying
thing
is
on the
going
board?
strong.
Actually, I don't think.
I don't know, not yet.
Okay. Because they'll have $3.
Well, might as well. They're
Is this
I don't know
paying
if they
off now?
collect
This
income
Dutch
though.
one? Must
That's
be.
good to
Sorry,
try
yeah,
them anyways.
it's dead.
But sometimes being helpful is doing nothing too, right?
The Americans are at 42 IPP now, so
You know?
there's their options
Okay,
have opened up
that's-
as of this turn. When they take this turn, then that's
You
for
have
the
some Dutch
first time
rockets down there?
they'll be able to do some movement in the Atlantic over there.
You need just one?
So
That's neat.
that's going to change the nature of the game a bit, and then of course it'll change again when the Americans are fully involved.
Okay.
You expect the Axis to be kicking ass at this point. Whether they're kicking too much ass or not, it remains to be seen. You know that they're going to run ahead, and then you hope you can get hold of them
Yeah, we're
to a
just trying to
certain
run
degree.
ahead the right way. So
Yeah.
don't give you too much income too.
So then we'll see what happens from here on in. Like this is the pivotal point of the game. Like, well, probably another turn or two. That'll be the height of the Axis before the turn comes. And the question is, did they go far enough to keep the momentum, or will the tide stem? We will see. A lot hinges on it. We'll see. We've got some good players here, so we'll see what kind of things they come up with, you know? Like if it's going to be strategic bombing or a lot of subs, or what's going to happen here, right? The Eastern Front hasn't engaged yet. See how that happens. We're Saturday afternoon, now we got. By the end of today, I think we'll see which way
moving,
the
or do you
game
have
is
factory?
going,
I just
and then
built it.
tomorrow, that's when
You
we're
just
really
built it
going
last
to get
year.
into it.
Last year.
But this has been a good day. It's been fun. It's been challenging. It's been interesting. As always happens with this game, you always see things that you haven't seen before. And some of the things that has happened today aren't really surprising, a little bit surprising, but still things that I haven't seen
Where's the
before.
fifth? Oh.
Like I've never seen
Fifth
the
in
Vichy
Siam.
with 1,000 votes. Hellbox.
Yeah.
What do they do?
You gave Vichy all the votes.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's why they were amphibious assaulting in Africa this time.
Yeah, so I give him the boats
Yeah.
and then he sinks my free French stuff with it. So
We should have ran away.
I'm shocked they did that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll come back next week.
British are better with
Okay, so here we are. I can finally reveal my final plan. The Russians didn't want to say it because there's people around to listen. So I've been saving money the whole time. That's why Russia looks so weak. They're playing rope-a-dope. Now they have, once the Americans give them the $8 that they owe, from other things, Abyssinia they lend to, and KMT they lend to, so they all make bucks. So when they pay them, I'll have $126. And I just declared war on the Germans. So next turn, everything is about cheaper on my land units, right?
That's my comments.
That's it. Okay, non-combat.
If the only thing that didn't work out was that I didn't
Oh, by
get
the way,
wartime economy.
I'm
I've been
building a
trying
railway here.
all game long, and I just can't get
So
it.
you can just
Otherwise, I
rail
would have
stuff
had
up
even
here.
more money. But this last turn, what I did was I took
because you already got rail.
the rest of Finland
Oh, that's fantastic.
because I had declared
actually
war on
railed to
Germany. So I
transport.
took the 2 territories there.
Well, let me know where
And
you want those guys. I will fly.
Brett
that guy
will be
to
happy to
Germany.
know that I took
bucket
Romania.
underneath.
Like, I
So what
hot
happened
rail
was
to
Germany took Romania first,
East
right?
Egypt.
Because
Next turn,
they
rail these two to
annexed it,
Jordan.
right? So it didn't matter to me if I was declaring war on
I don't
them,
know.
whether
We'll go off to Syria eventually.
whether I took it from the Romanians or whether I took it from the
I am
Germans,
building.
right?
Where's my...
You're building that.
And
Building
so
that
I
as
did
the
take
next-
it. I just I didn't take it
One airborne
like
for
I
three,
had planned
airborne
to.
sub
But
eight.
that doesn't matter
Okay.
because it worked out
Marine,
just fine.
$39.
Marine.
The dice were pretty good for me. I didn't lose any
Right on.
planes, which was good. The Romanian plane didn't
One
shoot
here,
me
I
on the
might as well
first
throw
round.
stuff out.
So I was able to keep all my planes, and I was able to take Romania like I wanted. It would have been nice to have a couple more infantry there because it would have been harder to take back, but I think he would have taken it back regardless. But when you look at the German stuff, it's a ways away. Like, except for Romania, he could take Romania, but the other stuff here, like Warsaw's got a few infantry type units on it, but then everything else is a space further than that. So he can't even hit me this turn. He can certainly hit me in 2 turns from now, but he can't hit me this turn, which I was counting on because I've got hardly anything down here. And the reason I got hardly anything down here was because I was saving all that money. Why? Because I'm about to put 46 units on plus militia. So 50 something units. That's 50 something dollars I saved. That's the plan I hatched over the last month. And it worked. So, unless somebody comes along and steals my money, I'll fight y'all. So anyway, that was my plan and it worked. So Japan didn't attack anybody this time. They were just buying. What were you buying? Boats and
Just some
shit.
infantry.
Infantry.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's just get around Dan here.
Got $3 more. I think I'm gonna send
So.
infantry.
He is bolstering. He's had enough of China. He doesn't want to keep going after the KMT, I guess. But the KMT, they did a good job of holding on. Like they didn't take any bait, right? Like they didn't split their forces or anything. They just kept throwing down heavy hitter type of units. Like they've got a couple of anti-aircraft guns, and they've got a couple of quite a few now mountain infantry. So depending on what happens when the Americans join, Japan doesn't have tons and tons of stuff in there, right? Their stuff is up there. I guess they do have a bit of stuff up there, a bit more than it looks like. But it's not overwhelming like you would expect it to be. But that was going to happen anyway. Like, you just knew that Japan at some point in time was going to have to start playing in the Pacific. You can't just play in China and expect everything to be fine, because the Americans and the British are eventually going to show up, right? So now things are getting a little bit more interesting for them. Down here, the Italians, I wouldn't be surprised if they went to war soon. They've built up down near Egypt there. The navies are not quite even. I think that the British got quite a bit more actually, but that doesn't mean that the Italians aren't going to make a go of it. Panzer King's assured us he's not going to be like the winter solstice where the Italians never ever go to war. He said, no, it's the only thing I'm doing is Italy. I'm gonna attack at some point. We'll see. We may have to twist his arm or take him outside or something just to get him to attack. But he's gonna have to do something, or the British, he'll never be able to do anything if the British keep building, because Germany hasn't been able to put any pressure on the British at this point. In fact, nobody's put any pressure on the British. The only thing that could happen is the Japanese, with their surprise strike, conceivably they could go after the British in Calcutta or in Anzac. Anzac's always been a losing proposition, as far as I can tell. But FEC, they could go after the FEC, and that would certainly put a chink in the British armor. So we'll see which way he goes, if he decides to go after the Americans or the Commonwealth over there. Let's go up to the other side of Europe over here, Western Europe, and see what's going on. So the Germans just took out. They just took out the Netherlands because the Japanese had taken out the Dutch islands, and so they took the Netherlands out now, and so they're doing pretty good over on the Western Front. the Madman Dan, he's a madman when he gets into a strategic bomber, I tell you. He hit 11 last time. What did you hit him on the turn before that?
8.
8. So 19 he's taken off his factories in the last 2 turns. We'll see how long his luck goes. Like it seems like it'll last forever until your bomber gets shot down. So if I was Panzer King, I'd be buying a bunch of fighters and protecting the factories. But hey, he's outside and having a conference with his little buddies out there. Anyway, we'll see what happens with that. Not much happening in Scandinavia, and I don't know that it will. Like, definitely I was going to take Finland, but there's really not much of an incentive for me to take Norway, because that would give Sweden away to the Germans for free, right?
That's a hilltop move.
Yeah, that's a hilltop move, and I don't want to attack Sweden because that's a lot of resources to get it. And as you can see, I've got no resources hardly at all on the board. I've got hardly any Air Force to speak of. I'm not purchasing any Air Force this turn because I am putting 150 million screaming Russian bodies on the board. And some of them are going to get guns, some of them going to share. You've seen that movie, right? Go! Anyway, so that's what I'm doing, and that's what's going on in the game. It's actually been a really good game. Hilltop was just sitting over there in his chair going, you know what? I'm having fun. It was like he was surprised or something. Like, holy shit, I went to Prince George and I had fun. These people from down south, they don't think the north would be fun, but you know.
Come on.
But we're showing him a good time. All we need to do now is show him how to shoot Japanese.
Working on it.
Working on it. We're gonna get there. Anyway, see you next turn. Okay. So turn later. Not surprisingly, Germany was able to take back Romania with about 180 cavalry or so. I don't know. There's lots of them. Let's just say I didn't last very long, but that's okay. Like I was able to take out because they had lasted long enough. There was actually 6 infantry there, plus the motorized infantry and the whatever else that goes in there, fighter and stuff. The fighter didn't hit me, which was good, and I took him out.
We need to talk when this.
And I was happy
lost all this
that
stuff,
I
we need to talk.
had taken that out, even though I'd lost some. But what it did do was it allowed me to put that buy on. And when I bought 58 units. 58. So that means I saved $58 because they were all ground units. That's like a whole big turn worth of buying units for the Russians.
If I can get 2 hits,
And a lot of them
that'll
were
take away
That's
3 of his ground units.
Yep.
Yeah, touche.
the
Right.
advanced
Like,
artillery. Like I think I bought
Now we gotta
17 advanced artillery.
Yeah, it's tight.
Anyway,
Does he take
so
over that?
when everybody saw what I was doing and my plan was finally
He'll
revealed,
take over the fortress.
then they all decided,
Or
oh,
does
we
it
need
get
to have
destroyed?
a conference, and they made me go outside, and
I thought.
you know, and they talked about it and everything, and you know, they were gonna have this big alliance. We got to beat the commies, and it was pretty funny, right? And they were having fun, and then that lasted for a couple of guys, and then the Japanese sort of came around and they attacked Australia. So.
And the Philippines. And the Philippines.
And the Philippines.
And Hayden.
And yeah, so anyway, consequently the Americans are in this war, and the Russian player pissed himself laughing. So some alliance they had. Anyway, and it looks like Alaska too, or is that just his vibe? I don't know. I think that's his vibe. So anyway, the Russians are doing okay, but the Germans have got a lot of money. One thing that didn't work out for the Germans in this game is the convoy. Like his subs, he just couldn't hit convoys, and they were just getting shot down left, right, and center. So he's kind of given up on the convoy raiding in the Atlantic, which is a shame because that's
Well, I guess I am now because he's
the Allies haven't been in check because of the respawn on this side of the board. Right? Not sure what the Italians are going to do yet. They didn't do much this turn. I think he was one of the guys that wanted the truce and didn't. Half of them wanted the truce and half of them didn't. It was pretty funny to watch. But anyway, The Vichy and the Free French are fighting, which is kind of good to see because I remember when we first couple times we played this game, people just weren't used to the new Vichy rules where the Free French and the Vichy were going to fight, and now I mean we're used to it, and there's quite the battle going on between the Vichy and the Free French. They've been taking each other's territories like the Vichy.
Well,
has
that's
taken
probably
Syria.
Let's do all your stuff.
And the Free French.
Actually, I
took
built taxes. I
air
thought I had, so this one,
transport.
I thought you guys were gonna be honor the agreement.
Anyway,
But whatever.
so you look at
But it
the
never-
Russians have done
yeah,
it, but
I
there's
knew
20,
you
Actually,
did it.
Hong Kong stuff.
20
we got one in Hong Kong.
militia. The only reason they put down 20 militias is because they had too much money.
greens.
They didn't have enough factories.
Honestly, this is a
Even though
weak
they
attack.
have improved factories, right?
It truly is.
There you go.
3 tanks.
That's because you got a huge.
Right.
We don't know what we have threats everywhere. And right now, like,
Just ridiculous.
naval parity is
So-
getting close.
One hit. Nice.
And honestly,
What's happened in Australia? Did you take it?
I captured it again.
Okay.
It's no bueno.
but it's not
Okay.
like.
I don't see any guys
And
on
then
it.
he's got this.
And then he got the reinforcements there, and then he's got other ones, and of course he still has more fleets, right? And he got
And they're still battling
About
now.
canceling that
Where are they
attack.
battling now?
In Hong Kong.
Oh, Hong Kong.
Is,
For Hong Kong.
Risky attack. Okay, now moving on to the Philippines. Kurt.
Okay.
Did he get you?
Okay, so I should have 28 plus my starting income.
What are you going for now?
Philippines.
Got a
Philippines.
destroyer defending.
Why am I
Yes,
49?
yes. And I have let's see, I have 2 subs. 2 subs and 2 of these great
You might want
ones.
to count your income because I have an extra dollar on it.
And I have a single shore bombardment of a heavy cruiser. So this is going to be a weak attack.
You're not in that position, but I'm like,
Yeah.
1 hit.
too much stuff is traded hands. I haven't done all the moves. Other people have done some of them. So
Okay. So
Yeah.
my shore bombardment is 1 blue. 7 this. And now my land attack. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 at 1, and 2 greens.
Should have built that thing all at once, eh?
Well, we
That's
just talked
why.
about
That's
that.
why I built
We just
half of
talked
it
about
because
One
we
hit.
had a deal.
1 hit.
Black.
1 hit.
1 hit.
Here we go.
So Brian, your Black Sea fleet is
One
trapped
hit.
in there, right?
Alright. 1 marine off
Yeah,
the table.
Yeah.
One militia off the
No
table.
worries, man.
Round 2.
But then
Two
you're
hits.
also trapped from going in there.
Actually, I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just
Nothing.
wondering if that was true. With you.
Okay.
wondering if your boats are going to come
Yeah,
down
that's
and
it,
attack
eh?
him.
No.
Yeah. Is
If I was going to come unglued,
sneaky Carl Russian.
yeah, sneaky,
Alright, so I gotta
sneaky.
clean off.
Whatever
He's a
that
sneaky little
I've been
Cossack.
putting them in here, sorry, yeah, right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the
I'll
greens
just-
and the grays.
Yeah, we'll deal with them later.
I've played the game honorably.
Philippines is $2, eh?
Philippines is $2, yes sir. Okay,
Of course
and now
you
for
have.
the
We
last
all have.
attacks, I better
Of
grab
course.
some more roundels.
Nothing sneaky about this.
No. It's all on the board.
Oh.
Here.
It's
And I
all
think
on the
I'm
board. It's all in
roundels.
your rule book, I guess.
So let's take a break from over there. The only thing I don't have at this point is an Air Force. I've only got 4 planes and a transport plane. So I got
don't
to
have
start
a lot.
working on that now. Luckily, Germany doesn't have a huge Air Force either.
I got
It's
this in
slightly bigger
Warsaw.
than mine, but
Yeah.
I was working towards this.
So at this point,
And
all
I
Anzac
knew
forces
that
go off
after
the
that,
board on that.
it was time to
Nope.
buy the
Okay.
next.
I get 1 turn. 2.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
And,
Forced
uh,
me to do the same thing and then to buy a whole pile of
I think
infantry.
that's right.
Yeah, that's about right.
I'm a bad monkey.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the way things are going here. The Americans are at war,
And
and he's looking like he's going to throw down. I don't know. He looks like he wants to
I
throw
would
down.
have thrown down a lot harder if I had
Okay.
known.
We'll be back.
Yeah,
Okay, so I don't know where we are. What's the date?
42. January 42.
January 42. And the Japanese are just finishing up their turn before the British go. So the Russians didn't attack anything because 2 turns ago they had almost nothing on the board. This turn they put, or last turn they put a bunch of stuff on. This turn they moved it up. So they couldn't reach anybody. They were just basically getting all their stuff into position. So you see what I've been trying to do here is put a lot of infantry, and you see these things. These are all stacks of advanced artillery. And the cool thing about advanced artillery is that you can do attrition attacks with them. Much like you can do with the Katyushas, right? So we've got the advanced mechs. I just research this turn as well. Threw a couple of those on there, and things are moving up. I wish that I had been able to take out this British guy here, because it's created a bottleneck in here for me. The Germans are obviously doing a good job by not taking that out, because that forces me to go around, but it also forces him to go around too, unless he wants to break that bottleneck. So we'll see what happens there, and he certainly could too, especially if I forget about this side and just take everything around like I am now. But I'm trying to be careful not to do that. There's actually quite a bit of stuff on this city over here just for that reason, that and the fact that he could amphibiously assault it. And I was able to reinforce Finland a bit. You can just see it out of the corner there. And I started moving some things down to the south here. The Allies don't have the ability to attack me because I haven't gone beyond adjacent to my home country, so they can't declare war on me. That was part of the plan until we'll see. Like that might be the way it is for the rest of the game, or it might just be till late in the game. We'll see, right? Like I don't know now. It's something we'll figure out tomorrow or the next day. And the other thing that I did was that I railed this major factory up here, so that you know, because my factory capacity for those majors is 8. So it's not like I needed 4 of them on the eastern front. I couldn't possibly build 32 units every turn, right? Even if I was to build just infantry, I don't have that much money, right? So I might as well, rather than build a factory over there, just move one over, right? But I just moved it over now, and I haven't had a chance to put anything on there yet. Just a lot of militia over there. So now, with the factory capacity at 8, I can start building stuff over there. And who knows, maybe we can get the CCP back in this game. It's hard to say. We'll see how that goes, right? What did you do, Rob? Germans. You were just basically moving up, weren't you?
I moved a whole bunch of stuff. Took this place over.
Yeah, I think that's all you did to me.
And
And you took
I
that
had to
place
take
back.
this place back from an airborne and repair a bunch of stuff. The Allies keep poking me in the back while I'm trying to fight you. So
Oh, I'm feeling really sorry for you.
you should.
You nasty bastard.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh,
it's a good thing they're not my enemy,
yeah.
or they can't attack me. I mean,
Not
sure
yet.
they'd love to, but they
I'm
can't.
sure they would love to.
So the Americans have finally entered the war. They haven't been able to. Oh, they did attack the Marshall Islands down there. That's right. What's that arrow on the Marshall Islands for?
I came in here and took out a transport.
Oh, okay. But you can see that they're starting to build a navy. They're just at the very beginning stages of doing that. They've done that. Plus, they've about 100,000 light cruisers down there. And so next turn, they're $3 each. I think he used 10 or 11 of them. Then he'll be able to put those on the board on one or both sides.
Like this Wednesday coming up?
You can see up there, those are the Japanese infantry those are all in China up there?
Which ones?
All those,
Those ones are being built this turn. On the one that's flips upside
These
down.
ones are in China?
those ones are in China,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, so anyway, and then the Japanese fleet is down there. They have taken the Anzac out. The Anzac couldn't get it back, so as per the rules, all the Anzac units came off, and Japan just went and mopped those territories up this turn. Because the Anzac wasn't able to come back, so the rest of their units came off the board. So moving across, our kind host Panzer King keeps saying he's going to get into the war, but I think he's just a jam. He just likes having people over, and he's too scared to get into the war. I think he's afraid. Aren't you?
What?
You're just afraid, aren't you?
I am fat.
Fat and afraid. I'm fat, but I'm not afraid. Okay, I'm afraid. Anyway, so not sure if he's ever going to square off. He seems like quite the pussy, but what do I know? If I was Germany, I would just bring all the ships down to the Med, and you know, like, or just send the just you know, like, everybody have a big ship battle. Everybody but the Russians have a big ship battle.
Everybody go meet in the Med.
Take all your infantry with you. Everybody attack everybody except the Russians. I'm sure it will turn out fine. The winner can come and play with me. Anyway, Free France is still alive. Vichy France is still alive. It's kind of funny, you know, Vichy got all those boats, but the thing is they can't attack anybody, right? Like, if it would have been even between the Vichy and the Free French, then there would have been a boat battle between the two. But because the Free French only have 2 boats, those 2 subs that are sitting there, there's really
So I collected
no
it.
battle going on between them. So what can you do, right? The Americans have also tried to start, for the first time, influencing.
As soon as he said it, I'm like,
But they did not manage to get Brazil, but they're going to keep trying. It's only whatever they want to spend, probably 3. Doesn't seem to be much reason to just spend $1. So I could see them keeping going, and if they get some luck there, I mean, they're going to get some more money and get some more boats and shit that they can use. The infantry and stuff isn't going to really help them too much, but getting extra boats is always a help. Anyway, Britain, they've got a bombing campaign and a drop the airborne on Germany campaign that's been working really well. I've been enjoying it. Enjoying the heck out of watching the Nazis take the British air assault. The Germans did not build a lot of planes in this game, curiously. And it's a shame, because if you get radar and you build a bunch of fighters, then that kind of negates what the British can do to you with the bombing campaign. He says he's lost 5 fighters already, but that's reason enough to buy 5 more and attack the British with them. That's what I think, anyway. I mean, what do I know, though, right? I'm just a commie. Just a commie. One for all and all for one. You read Animal Farm, right?
Actually, yes.
Yes, so you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, we'll be back. Okay, so we're in the middle of the July 42 turn, and we're pretty tired. It's been a long day, and of course we've got 2 days left, so we might as well slow down and come back tomorrow, right? So let's take a look at what's happened. Japan just finished their turn. They saved a whole bunch of money. And so he bought a ton of light cruisers. Like he just built a huge navy. He had over $100 because he was trying to get improved construction, and it just wasn't happening for him. So he just said, "Screw it, you know, I'm just gonna have to buy," and that's what he did. Anyway, so he's going to try to rival the American Navy there. We'll see what happens. I think as it is right now, the navies are pretty close. Like, you look at over here, these are the Japanese boats, right? And then those are the American boats over there. And there's some stragglers. Oh, yeah, there's some stragglers around.
Oh, you beautiful thing.
Right? The FEC came close to being toast. The Burma Road is closed because the Japanese had Burma. So, like, it's going to be a fight for the rest of the game trying to get those Japanese out of China. We'll see what happens there. And, you know, not a lot has happened down in, because Italy hasn't gotten into the game or into the war, not a lot has happened in Africa itself. There was just the odd skirmish, and that's about it, right? Like, for the most part, Britain and France have held on to it.
Yeah,
And of course, Italy and Vichy France have held on to their parts of northern.
And that's when
The
you
Americans keep trying to get Brazil, and they
like
keep
an
failing.
RPMT.
A couple times. They've only had a couple tries at it, but they're going to keep trying. I think they're also going to go for Mexico this turn. We kind of had our turns planned out, and then we just decided we were getting too tired, right? over here, the Russians
So need to
have
do some
started to
more
build up.
cavalry.
Like they've got the factory here that they can put 8 units on. So they've got 8 units here that they put down, and they've already started. They did attack this and take it, and they took this. The Japanese got this one back, but they've started the fight back against the Japanese. They just declared war on Japan this turn, and so they're taking the war out there because things have kind of bogged down over here. You can see, like here, what is this one? The 12th here. That's he's got a ton of stuff there, right?
How can I contact
And this is the one that's in Warsaw. So he's got a lot of stuff there, and I've got a lot of stuff. Like all of this stuff over here
Now, when they
is
have
on my
this,
side of the Eastern Front,
that-
plus
does that
these
become
ones,
a
right?
Japanese
And these
convoy
ones.
line?
So we both got a lot of
Because
stuff,
the
and
ones
it's
pulled out of it?
you know, at some point in time we're gonna have to
So
clash,
this is the only
right?
line I can contact.
But in the meantime, I wanted
Can I
to
get over?
Slime if you can get
open up Japan over there because Japan was getting very powerful, and
Okay.
you know, like if I can get back into China, then
So
maybe
go
I
here
can
anyway.
resurrect the CCP because they never
Don't
surrender,
go for
right? In
5.
fact, they still have $2 in the bank. So we'll see how that works out. And what else is going on? The British have not lost a lot of boats in this game. That's one of the things that's happened, and that's because the Germans did not have very much luck with their subs in the Atlantic. And because of that, there wasn't a lot of attrition happening with the British boats because, you know, like if you're building subs and you're convoying, then for one thing, the British have less money to spend. But the other thing is, sometimes the British are going to lose boats, right?
And for us,
Fighting with subs. And that just hasn't happened. Like the British have hardly lost any boats in this game. And so that's one of the reasons that the Italians can't get into this game is because of that, right? Like where's the British Navy? There's the British Navy right there.
Don't forget this one.
And they're down there. And they're over there. And then there's a part of the American Navy here. The main American Navy is in the Pacific, as you would expect. But like they're way too strong for the Italians now. If the Italians were going to get into this war, they needed to do it before the Americans got into the war. I think they're too late now. You know, like anything they try to do, they're going to end up on the losing end of it as far as a naval battle goes, or any battle for that matter, right? Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how they kick you, and then that's their fair game after they get into the war. So we'll see if Panzer King ever gets into this war. I don't know that he will with all this Navy and all these British boats that are still on the board, right? Anyway, yeah, it's just a lot of build up on the Eastern Front here. The more exciting battle is happening over there in Asia, with the Americans coming across the water and the Japanese just building up all their fleet. So that's going to be a big clash. And that's it for today. I think I'm going to sign off here and let the next person make their video, and I'll head off home and we'll come back in the morning and get at her again. So, from the Lion's Den in Prince George, British Columbia, take care everyone. General Hand Grenade, out.